The country of Ireland has been left without a champion for many years, but sometimes, as an individual rises from the ashes to hold the country's weight on their shoulder, tonight the young Irish champion of prime time will look to defeat an undefeated competitor who is hell-bent on becoming an undefeated champion. Entering first to the challenger, an undefeated menace known as G-Man, a young player who has made his climb to the top of the rankings and is knocking on the champion's door for what he believes is his, a technical wrestler who many fear, and if you match that with his precious striking, makes him a force to be reckoned with. G-Man, undefeated, undisputed, that sounds good. I can't wait to be a champion that people can look up to. But for G-Man to capture the gold within prime time, he must defeat one man, the reigning, defending, prime time champion, B3 Sean Corkery, a counter kickboxing menace. Since joining the illustrious camp of B3, Sean Corkery believes his skill has evolved tenfold. His McGregor-esque style makes him a dominant force in the PlayStation division, and holding the championship can only mean that the skills that Sean Corkery has are legit. I'm ready to leave a legacy like many before me. The champion stays with me and still. So, with all that being said, competitors and fans of Primetime MMA, strap in for a wild night of fights that culminate in a championship bout that will see an undefeated menace taking on an Irish star. Welcome to Primetime.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here with Primetime 51. I'm joined by Doc and Heavy Hands. And gentlemen, this is an excellent selection of fights tonight.
Yeah, it's a fantastic night of fights. As you mentioned, Caliber joining me in the booth, as did with the introduction there. And also, our newly joined on the commentary booth, Heavy Hands. Great to have you on here. And as you see, this is going to be a stacked card top to bottom. As I mentioned, the main event will be Sean Corkery versus G-Man. But in the co-main event, you've got the ever mighty Beef Up Dirty Dave fighting Vex Grains here, Heavy.
Fantastic card as usual for Primetime, and absolutely can't wait for them to. And we've got an absolute feeling, as I say, as well, and I'm looking forward to some of their Hash's hands. Definitely got my eye on him, seeing him sharing the name. Definitely see if he can give us all 100%. But them hands.
Yeah, Hash's hands is the name to look out for there, Caliber. Any particular mentions for you?
Well, I see ICB Reaper back for competition. He's been gone a little bit, working out his full game. Pabst as well in the prelims. I've heard very good things from him. And also Grips versus Kedzо. That will guarantee be a banger there, Doc.
Yeah, all those fights are fantastic. Paps is new to the community, but his striking is arguably one of the best, and fighting someone like Lilo, who also trains with Dirty Dave, is going to be a very interesting fight to witness. You've got ICBA Juggernaut, part of the Academy in ICB, if I'm not mistaken. ICB newly reforming with Pug and Lepo. Also to mention, you've got KM Liam in the main card spot there fighting TMF Donna. Those two are bound to put on a striking clinic here, Heavy. But without further ado, let's get straight into tonight's fights of ICB Reaper versus Evo in the heavyweight division on the Xbox.
Oh, an interesting pick here. Fabricio Verdum and Anthony Johnson. Definitely got to be aware of that power that Johnson possesses. And then on the other hand, if Verdum gets it to the floor, it could be a quick and easy night for him. Wouldn't you say, Doc?
Yeah, both of these guys are going to be extremely careful, and you've just got to make sure that you don't die per se, because Johnson's got the hands to beat your skull into Kingdom Come, but with Doom here, which is a very odd pick compared to what you normally see here, Caliber will have the jiu-jitsu skills to wrap you up in a ghillie and put you to sleep very quickly.
He might have the jiu-jitsu, but that 97 or 98 power from Rumble Johnson is no joke. I would have loved to see Reaper go with like a Gustafson pick, lighter on the feet. But Verdum, not someone you see very often, and like you said, very, very good on the ground.
He is very good on the ground indeed, and as we see, we're going to get a touch of gloves. And what we're going to do at the end is put a few jabs straight to the body, and as I've said, you've got to be super careful of these counters from Panda. A great striker. I haven't seen much of Reaper, but but definitely got to be careful Doc, of that power. Flying knee.
Oh, flying knee coming out. A takedown there, and that's exactly what you want to do. We're doing having the best takedowns in the world. Don't think he actually has any turning takedowns, so getting that body lock trip was crucial for someone like Werdum. Now he's got to make his way out of the full guard position, look for half guard, maybe a top mount, and get the damage going. If he can't get the damage going, maybe a couple denies going to look for those submissions, but by the looks of it, Evo's already hunting for those submissions, straightening the armbar there, but we get a transition into half guard here, Caleb.
Well, this is Reaper's ideal start. Minute end, land the jab, get the takedown. That's all he needed. I'm loving the way. Actually, I'm not loving the way it's working right now. I just got his back taken. If I'm Evo, you're either gonna look to get up or slice from out. It looks like he's gonna land some ground and pound here, heavy.
Indeed, big shots coming in now. Lovely slip, and possibly got away with some danger there. Now straight into side control. And I'm surprised that he's staying on the ground here, Doc. If that was me, I'd be definitely trying to get back to the feet as he's seen there. Is he going to let him up?
Well, Werdum seems to be playing like Paul Craig here. Anthony Johnson having the answer of, I'm going to kick your shins in, which is a fair enough name because it also does quite a bit of damage, and that's what the judges score on. Now getting up, yes, he's leg checked, only does a minor damage. 2 minutes left on the clock. Johnson's still looking for a couple of counters, slip straight. It's lovely boxing there, but misses out the way. His leg kicks again. Those leg kicks may have just seriously ruined Werdum's game here, I feel like, Cal.
Well, he didn't block his legs when he was on the ground, so Evo just teed off right there. That's a massive disadvantage. It's going to change both of their game plans entirely, most likely. Evo's just going to bang that low kick here. I'm very interested to see. Reaper looks very good inside, but you can't really trade with Rumble. So it's going to be interesting, heavy, to see when he shoots that takedown again.
Definitely. Oh! That was so close there to being a rock. That head kick, the inside leg kick, tripped him or the rear. And now we've got Werdum under pressure, getting nearly a rock, and it looks like the striking is it's falling for Johnson at the minute, Doc.
Yeah, it does look like it's slowly going in his favour. Werdum having very difficult getting those hands off. That left leg is also having massive issues now, non-stop blinking. He's trying to kick his opponent's leg back. He's now getting a couple of checks off, but even when he does, the power deficit, the footwork deficit of Werdum's going to have massive issues. We're only seeing him attempt one takedown. It was successful. Looking for him to go back to it. Maybe an idea here as well. Heavy.
Definitely. As you can see there towards the end of the round, this fight's crazy. It's just so highly, high tempo. Just crazy that you can do that with Johnson and not, get KO'd.
It was interesting to see shot selection there. Evo had, I think, 25 of 43 SIGs, and it was mostly significant strikes he threw in that round. He's going to have to watch his gas tank here, but I think it was mostly the low kicks, so it won't be too bad. There's a little lag, and here we go. Yeah, that left leg of Fabricio Werdum would be worrying me, Doc.
Yeah, you don't want to be on that maybe switch stance, but instead Evo's happy to walk forward and let Werdum do this. If I was Evo here, I would back off a bit, let Werdum get a bit overzealous on his striking and just kick the leg. That's all you need to do here. It seems like it's just work that leg a bit more, and then you can start really going up top when he's scared that leg is going to be your main target here.
Looks like you can see there the stamina. Johnson's whiffing everything, and Reaper's got full stamina. If he takes him to the ground now and he gets him into this position, Doc, for a submission, he could potentially end it really quick.
Slices there, doesn't really get it, and Reaper looks very comfortable here on the ground. Even when Evo was on top, he had full mounts, he had side control, but he didn't really do much with it. So if he can just get it to the ground more often, he'd fare a lot better here in this fight, Doc.
Yeah, he would really fare a lot well. He just needs to get out of this full guard, though. Gets a deny, but now he's not doing anything with it. He does get full GA now into half guard. Side control's a possibility, but now Johnson Gay takes his back fantastically here.
Right back to that low kick. Evo is kicking so well. He's using his lead leg for the body work. He's using his rear leg. There's this stance switch, which that's probably the nail in the coffin on the power side, at least. I'd be very worried going in round two. And just the head kick from Evo, he's been setting up all fight. Beautifully done. Circling strikes around the outside here. Heavy. And it looks like he's trying to finish this fight.
Indeed, and surprised he can still be standing with the amount of shots that Evo's been throwing. And I was often say again, he's got to be careful of getting taken down and getting into a position where he could get submitted, because it's a great denial here. Is he going to get a good transition? There we go.
But gets denied there, though, and now gets his back taken. But Doom's very good off his back. His jiu-jitsu artist. If he can get this into full guard, get a couple of denies there, be successful. But Johnson's aware of this and just gets up again and comes back to trying to use Doom as a punching bag. He's just firing every shot he can, even if he wishes. He's still coming forward, still putting on this pressure. And as you mentioned earlier, Heavy, his gas tank is slowly decreasing, which may lead to Doom having an easier time in the third. But he's probably lost the first 2 rounds here, Caliber, and you've got to imagine that he's going to need something big coming into this third.
Well, when I see him shoot these single legs, yes, he's getting them, but he's not doing anything with them. He's just he gets the full guard, and then he either gets reversed or right there. Evo's actually got up from the guard. He's gotta work his way to half guard, maybe look for an arm triangle, a knee bar if Werdum has it. But 25 seconds, yeah, I agree. He's definitely down 2 rounds, Doc.
Yeah, he's down 2 rounds. Love lead hook, straight lands there. Hopefully Werdum can find some answer to everything here, but he's having fantastic difficulty just doing it. And an uppercut lands, ending the second round. Look at the stats, that's 7-14. I'll give Werdum this. He's consistent in and out of significant strikes he lands. However, it's not enough to win either round here, Heavy.
Only not. You get your gloves and
That's
a leg rock.
That's a
that was a big low kick from Rumble to start the 3rd round. And if I'm Evo, I'd be in cruise control, really. I don't need to throw a big head kick. You already got the drop 15 seconds in the round. Use your jab, use your cross, and win this fight here, Heavy.
Definitely, and as you can see here, it's just Johnson's just throwing the kitchen sink at him, hitting them legs, and it's only a matter of time before he falls, unless Werdum can get him to the floor.
Yeah, he's having massive success here. Johnson, he's now starting to engage a bit more, getting clipped quite nicely. Werdum could really throw all the kitchen sink out. He gets the stun. This is what he wants. Keeping on the pressure. He's got all that stam to burn with 3 minutes left. He just needs to continue going. Johnson having no real response. However, he's still got that power. He's still got the damage that he can just leash out a moment's notice. Put the combos together, and Werdum or Johnson may be out here.
Doc, one thing I'm noticing, just watching this 3rd round, Evo with the Rumble pick just looks like he's doing too much, man. You're up 2 rounds. You don't need to throw flying knee. You don't need to be lunching. Right. There's the drop from Werdum. He gets the up kick, luckily. But, man, I would be very worried right now. Reaper has all the momentum. Yeah, there's the head kick from Rumble. Marching forward there, Heavy. They're in a firefight.
Definitely in a firefight indeed, and these guys are going at it. Doom's going to be 100% now trying to get that KO or a submission, but by the looks of it, it's going to be easier probably getting a KO with the amount of stamina advantage he has, though.
Yeah, you can imagine that the stamina, just the general stamina, your ability to throw is working. It's interesting to know that Evo's major lunging quite a lot as well. Like, anytime he gets scared of getting pinned against cage, he's major lunging. So if Reaper can maybe get a reading out with the last minute 40 left on the clock, he may be able to get a KO. Head kick does get fired off there. He needs to get that jab working a bit more. He's throwing a lot of hooks, he's throwing a lot of single shots, but if you want to do any damage here, get that jab out, get it established, and just work past that block. The block breaking is part of the game, Caliber, and he should really be using that right now.
Oh, That head kick was big, but yeah, I agree. Look, he's going to look for the major lunges against Cage. Reaper knows that, trying to throw the hooks to catch him. Reaper's had a very good third round. I don't know if it'll be enough, but there's the uppercut right there, lands. Johnson's completely gassed, though, 45 seconds. Reaper, I think, just got to throw caution to win and go for it. A shot from Evo, and he gets it. There's not enough time to submit him, so Reaper's going to try to look to get back on the feet and maybe win this fight, but it's looking bleak.
Well, the knees are starting to come out by Johnson. He's just trying to work out a little bit of stam, do a little more damage, but with 15 seconds left on the clock, these two are looking like they're going to a decision, and it's been a war all round. Johnson taking the first two, with Doom taking the third, and he nearly gets KO'd at the very end there, Heavy.
And very well done from Evo. Those low kicks early, that was just a complete flip of the fight. Evo got up, landed the low kicks, and then did very well throughout the fight. The stamina was a problem there at the end, Heavy, but besides that, it was nicely done.
Yeah, the stamina was, one of the big key factors there. But, like you said, them leg kicks, and I loved that, the leg kick he got when Badoom shot. Just took him right down. That was very well timed, Doc.
Yeah, fantastic job all around. I don't think I get to hear what Bruce Buffer gets to sound the scorecards, but Evo taking the win, fantastic job of that all round. Had very much successful first, second round. That third round was a bit shaky, but I feel like it was mainly due to the gas tank of Anthony Johnson slowly wearing out. But congratulations to Evo, condolences to Reaper, and with that, that is the first fight of the night done here.
And we have, I think, Fonzie versus Juggernaut up next. Fonzie is a very good striker at the SMB camp, and I've heard good things from Juggernaut as well. So I'm very interested to see how these two are going to clash on the feet here.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off there, Heavy.
No, it's all right. What?
Yeah, these two are going to stay on the Xbox side. We're going to now be going down one weight, interestingly enough. We're going to be light heavyweight, which is always a fun one. So, well, I looked at what I'm witnessing. We're going to be seeing a calf pick versus Alexander Gustafsson.
One thing to note with that calf pick, not calf kick. He's going balance versatile, so he will have every tool. He'll have the push kick, he'll have the decent punches, he'll have the takedowns, which he would need to use versus Gustafsson, who's very fast on the feet and good punch stats. Heavy.
Definitely, he's definitely got that range as well. Unless it's pretty fighting as tall as he can be, but still has that long arms, that John Jones body type, if you will. And he can definitely, cause some damage from the outside range fighting if he plays like that.
Yeah, he could do. Seems like we're joined by the fabulous John Anik and Daniel Cormier tonight, which is always fun. Make sure to turn your commentary off, and music would be greatly appreciated all around. We'll let it go this time around. We've got Herb Dean as the ref. These two are looking to put on a striking performance of the night. We've already had one. This fight should probably hit the same pace here, Caliber.
Yeah. And if I'm Fonzie, I'm going to look to stick that jab on Gustafsson. I think it's a 3-star jab. Very good jab. He's going to look to keep Juggernaut at bay right now. But right now, he looks like he's running into him a little bit too much. You don't need to be fighting that close with Gustafsson. Yes, he's got the good uppercut, but he's really just got to watch out for this pocket presence inside, Heavy.
What I like seeing about here is Fonzie throwing a lot of feints. As you can see there, he's feinting and then he'll enter with his feet up. So he's just trying to, gauge what Juggernaut's trying to do, what counter and throw and with that. It's some smart game plan. It's interesting to see what he can do.
And right now, Juggernaut is looking for the extended combinations, which I do like versus a player who's just kind of standing there trying to coax you to hitting him, if you will, Doc. But he's throwing a lot, and I'd be worried about the stamina later in the fight.
Well, now he's digging into that body. Gustafsson putting on this pressure fantastically. Juggernaut needs to start working out how he wants to do this, how he wants to make the reads here, because Fonte's not looking to back on that pressure. He's getting that jab established very nicely. Doubles up to the fake to the straight. Maybe not the best idea in the world, but it's an idea. Now gets a takedown. Does get it denied here, though, Caleb.
I was just about to say, it looked like Juggernaut was looking for a takedown, and there it was. And he's got to, if he wants that takedown, he's going to need to move forward. Fonte's controlling all the distance. He's late. When they want to kick, Fonte kicks, and wants to punch, he gets inside and lands his punches. Like Heavy mentioned earlier, those feints are working excellently to keep Juggernaut on the cage. He's not doing much because he's so worried about the damage coming back there, Doc.
Yeah, he's keeping his head blocked. He's just using that head movement. He's kind of doing it preemptively, and he's not really looking for any major counters here, Heavy. So that's kind of making Fonte not really respect it and more just continue about his pace. He's backing off, ain't getting the stun like so. Lovely bit of head movement there, though.
His opponent's on Beach Street. He's hurt so bad. I don't know what he's going to do to stay in this fight.
Oh, I will be happy to be back for the full 10 minutes. But as you say, yeah, still, you know, both throwing combos, like rock leg combos. There's first shot, lovely defense there. And, you know, Doc, that's definitely, big overhand nearly misses. You know, that you definitely don't want to shoot once you get a first takedown. You don't want to be shooting.
Yeah, you don't want to be missing on the first takedown. Both of their stams are fairly low overall. Interesting note, the left leg of Fonte is slowly lowering, and Gustin doesn't have much power overall, so he's winning in that regard. However, I feel like the overall control of this fight caliber has been definitely going in the favour of Juggy here so far.
I'd have to disagree.
Not Juggy, Fonte. I meant Fonte.
He did get the rock earlier. Juggernaut, I'm liking the low kick he landed early. That did very well. Interesting to see the stats here. Yeah, just a little bit more output and the rock from Gus. But if I'm Juggernaut, you gotta push him back a little bit. Maybe a clinch, maybe some push kicks, just something to discourage Fonte from moving forward, Heavy.
Implement more than range strikes, try and counter a little bit more. Definitely try and use his movement. As you can see here, then range shots, the front kick, probably weapon to use against someone. But as you said, Fonte's just controlling things with the stance of the minute.
I'm loving these stance switches for Fonte. He's just kind of giving something Juggernaut to look at. To see, okay, guys, switch his stance. My leg kick's not going to be as effective from that rear side. And Fonte's doing very well inside with the pocket work, Doc.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job in the pocket work. Now we end up in this full guard position, looking for a takedown here, and done a fantastic job so far. Gets a deny there, now goes to the posture up, may look for a top mount position, which is what he gets, and this could be a very dangerous position for Fonte here, Heavy.
Iron core, yep, there it is.
We'll get this if he, you know, he's got good submission to let go of it and go and boost. Gonna push it up now, trying to rain down some damage. Lovely post, but you know the straights are coming in working, but not enough damage there, though.
And now the damage is about to start.
This was massive for Juggernaut, not only to slow the pace of the fight down. Fonte was just landing at will, but he also can find. Well, I need to stop complimenting people's groundwork. There's a second reversal. Gus back to his feet, but that was good work from Juggernaut. He's just got to get to that dominant position. He's got to land something, because right now Fonte is feinting him open, reading the head movement. There's the uppercut right there from Gus. Beautiful body
uppercut as well.
He's gonna look for the finish.
And he goes to finish.
And just he was setting that up the entire fight, just waiting for Juggernaut to make a mistake, and he finally did. Leaned into that uppercut and then got the finish there, Doc.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job. He got the body work, then came up top straight afterwards there, Heavy, and he knew how to get the fight finished.
It was a lovely uppercut, well timed. And a lot of players duck, so you know, throwing that uppercut's just it's a good weapon. Especially if someone's hurt, a lot of people will just have a reaction to duck. So for either throwing the body uppercut or just the rear uppercuts, you know, a good tool there.
So, Caliber, up next, we're going to be on the PlayStation side. It will be just VVS versus SVG, hash in hands in the featherweight division.
I won't lie to you, being an Xbox player, I haven't heard of these two. I have heard of Josh. He's been very well. But featherweight is always a fun weight class, just for the interesting picks. We're still in the prelims, so no 4.5 and 5-star fighters. But you still have the Giga Chikadzes, you have the Sadiq Yusufs, and you have the Cubs Twansons. I'm very interested to see these picks here, Doc.
Yeah, indeed, featherweight's amazing for general just picks. You've got Pettis, you've got Ayers, you mentioned you got Giga, you got Barboza heavy if you really want to. Doesn't have the best chin stat in the world, but it's a viable pick.
Got extremely good kickboxing, you know, them spins. You got loads of people there. You got, you know, Bobby Green as well.
That's lightweight.
Oh yeah, there we go.
That's lightweight, not featherweight, sadly. Although Bobby Green at featherweight probably would be one of the better picks around. He's got fantastic boxing around. Hopefully these two get lobbied up as soon as possible. In the meantime, let's look at the rest of the card for tonight. We're going to have Pabst versus Lilo after this fight. That'll be in the bantamweight division. And Weber versus Kante being our featured prelim of the night here, Cal.
Yeah, prelims are fun, and the main card, I'm very excited to see. That Keza fight's really just eyeing me right now. I love watching Keza work. Dave versus Grains is not being talked about enough. I'm very interested to see that, and obviously the main event. But what sticks out for you, Heavy?
Yeah, and like you said before, Keza and Pablo Grips, I've seen them both fight, and you know, both absolute killers. I'm definitely going to be seeing some slick striking, unless they both want to, you know, shoot. But yeah, it'll be interesting, very interesting there, Doc. Be a very interesting striking classic.
Yeah, both of them are very interesting strikers, very well adapted. I'm pretty sure the Chopper Reed versus Storm fight's going to be an interesting one. Chopper Reed 3-0 now fighting someone like a true veteran of Storm. Those two are going to put on a fantastic fight. Again, the Keza fight, that's going to be interesting. That was originally booked with KM Intro, but the poor man's ended up getting stuck up a tree, and so instead Pablo Grips has had to fill in for that one. And then you've got TMF Donami versus KM Liam. That fight's going to be a striking masterclass from one or both of them, and that's going to be one hell of a fight, especially in the featherweight division where I'm pretty sure McGregor is banned. And
I'm very interested to see how close we are getting these guys lobbied up next.
I mean, they seem to be lobbied up. They seem to be trying to damnedest. I would be nice to hurry this up if we can. This is why people need to be prepared beforehand, making sure that music and commentary is off. So this should be a fun time. Looking over all those cards down from bottom to top, hopefully these guys really do hurry it up. It would be nice to hurry it up. God.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Storm as well. Like you said, Storm and Chopper Reed. You know, Storm loves the like a balanced fighter, isn't he? He can wrestle, he can strike, and you know, being an STK. I know when he gets beat, he gets that angry. He goes and trains and gets better. So he's always improving. Really is.
Okay, we will come back to this fight. It seems. Hopefully, I'm not sure. Something interesting has seemed to have gone. Apologies about that, ladies and gentlemen. It seems to be an interesting time. Hopefully, Pabst versus Lilo is solid. If not, we may end up having. I don't know.
You got me, Legacy. You got me.
I'm not particularly sure what's going on anymore at this point.
Very interesting set of fights we're trying to get it done.
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. This is a really interesting debacle that I'm not particularly sure has happened. Maybe a bit unprofessional, but hey, this is what Prime Time is about. Professionality mixed with a bit of insanity mixed with the Prime Time guarantee. Hopefully something can be sorted. I don't know. Gallagher, take over.
Let's see what we have. So, okay.
I think the original fight is solid now.
There's not much.
Maybe? I don't know.
Maybe. I might have to get that in there myself if we can't figure it out.
Caliber pin. You're the champion. You can't just make a random fight championship. Okie doko. After all that craziness, we are going to be going to Joss VVS versus Hashing Hands. These two, by the looks of it, will have an Afro car fighter versus Dustin Poirier in the featherweight division here, Heavy.
It's very interesting. Hash's hands got to be careful of, Dustin Poirier's hands. Can't get caught by Dustin. Doesn't matter if, he's only 4-star. He's still got that power there to put you to sleep, knock it out.
A boxer showboat pick from Hands right there. So I'm very interested to see how he uses the spinning attacks. Just the wild things you don't really see too often. Hopefully he knows how to use the calf to the best of his abilities. But Doc, I want to mention the Dustin Poirier pick at featherweight, the 4-star Dustin Poirier, because I think he is probably the most slept-on fighter in the game. He's got the power, he's got the jiu-jitsu, and I'm very interested to see how Josh uses it here.
Overall, in the featherweight division, Poirier is probably one of the best to better 4-star picks. I would argue Zabit's a pretty good one, and if you're going purely for striking, doesn't have the best grappling overall. Pettis is also a fantastic 4-star pick. But talking to Dustin Poirier, his main issue, he's not as good as his lightweight counterpart, but he has all the tools that the lightweight counterpart does, which makes him a very good, impressive use. And that takedown following suit here, going to imagine that Poirier is well equipped to deal with it all.
I'm watching Hands early, just watching the GA, not really watching the transitions. But it looks like he's flicking his stick a lot, which would kind of indicate panic from at least from a viewer watching. So I'm very interested to see how quickly he does make an adjustment on the ground. Right there, he slices to full guard, and he might have rubber. No, he just makes the fake right there heavy. I'm liking the groundwork from Poirier so far.
M2, he gets himself straight into mount, but there's a lovely denial there. So maybe he flicked up at the right time, gets himself into a half guard. I'm probably going to see a movement in a minute. Here we go, straight to side control. And I'm not too sure about Calf's stats, but I do believe any type of the boxes, they do have really bad bottom game. So it's really smart from, Poirier to take it down.
Yeah, I mean, if someone picks a boxer caliber, you got to imagine they want to keep it on the feet. They want to box. They want to just punch you in the face. They want to keep it into that close distance. An axe kick does come out. Apparently, if you're a boxer calf, you can try an axe kick. Who the hell knew? But Poirier now engaging in the boxing.
Version. That used to be under the kickboxer archetype, but they moved it to boxer for some reason. Anyway, I digress. He does have a few interesting kicks, but I'm watching Josh land these beautiful shots inside. They're kind of a low kick battle. There's a jumping back kick to the body, but Poirier's using his hands well, landing up top and doing some damage heavy.
Something there, as you said, the right hook lands clean, planted on that one as well, getting the maximum amount of damage. But this calf keeps showing out these big kicks, and he's got to be careful not to get countered.
Oh, look at the stamina. It's bad.
I think he uses stamina up a lot, using them big moves, Doc.
Well, a front kick follows suit. Hook over there. Now another jab straight hook, lead hook there, uppercut also for Poirier's got some really impressive boxing there. This is a fantastic job by Josh. He's just reading every shot, countering beautifully. Uppercut, lead hook, gets a double drop there, and now he's looking to put the pound in position. He does! Jesus!
That left hook he was landing, I was just about to mention it after he finished, but that left hook he was landing was nasty. And he kept flowing in the left hook, the jab, the right hook. He was landing every time, and eventually, your calf was just going to give out. Not the best health stats right there. And Josh looked so crisp in the pocket there, heavy.
He really did, and he just thought that the main move there was that hook that kept landing. He kept planting on it, getting that maximum damage, and Ash's hands was, just walking into it. And unfortunately, you can't walk into too many of them Dustin Poirier shots.
Yeah, you really just can't. Poirier's got the ability to whack your head over and over and over again until you are unconscious and you don't know what to do.
You got me, Legacy. You got
This year.
So that will move. Should have up next, but they're still sorting that out.
I believe the PAP site may have to be delayed slightly, so instead we're going to go ahead to our featured prelim of the night. Yeah, we're going to go ahead to our featured prelim of the night, and then we should hopefully be back for PABS versus Lilo afterwards. So, with that, we're going to be moving to Weibo versus Kante. Weibo scored a robbery against me. He won, But he did score a robbery against me, and I'm not exactly happy about it. But we'll give the guy credit where he's good. He's got fantastic grappling. He's striking. Has a couple issues with it, but he's very viable on the feet. He knows how to take it. He knows when and when not to shoot a takedown. Kante, on the other hand, is the opposite. He's a striker. He's a very difficult person. Apparently, we're going to have to wait for their stream to show up because Webbo's stream is also having issues. So this card seems to be the fight of issues. But we continue. What fight should we talk about? I know. Let's talk about the Grains versus Dirty Dave fight in the co-main event. So Dirty Dave's a wrestler. He's a striker all around. Grains is more of a striker, but he knows how to do it. He's part of the Vex camp, which, as you would know, Caliber, has been coming and going, and nobody's particularly sure, but it does have quite a good roster overall.
I will say that both of these guys, Vex coming back as well, but specifically Grains and Dave, both of these guys have been in the lab and they have been working. I've been watching both of them streaming. Grains has looked very good on the feet, and Dave as well. Dave makes leaps and bounds between weeks, and he's getting harder to beat every single time he goes out there. So it'll be very interesting to see, especially the grappling exchanges. It's going to be massive to see if Grains can stop that takedown. But I think we are ready for.
Yeah, we seem to be ready for Weibo versus Kante. Finally, we're going to get straight into this fight. Then we're going to go back to Pabs versus Lilo. Hopefully, all going well, and then we'll finally get into the main card of this evening.
I'm loving that Eddie Alvarez hover. I really hope he locks that in, man. Eddie, I think he's good. He's the arm reach is the biggest disadvantage, but versus a guy like Max, that won't really matter here, have you?
Definitely. Eddie's got great body work. He can use. He is viable. He's a viable 4-star pick, but Max is a danger. He doesn't matter if he's 4-star. He's still a problem. And someone disconnected their controller there. Hopefully that doesn't happen mid-fight before you get knocked out.
Hey, we've seen some weird stuff. I mean, Aaron in previous, who's now banned, has got his only win in prime time, I'm pretty sure, by beating a guy whose controller disconnected. So, hey, we do have comms on again, for God's sake, people, Caliber. So, these two, Holloway versus Eddie Alvarez. In the lightweight division, Holloway's not as bad as he is. It's interesting to see Weibo picking someone like Holloway when, if I'm not mistaken, he's more of a grappler, but the elbows are already coming out and having some success here.
Well, I think the massive tool from Kante that he can use is that low kick, but right now he is just walking into Max Holloway shots, which is exactly what really Max wants here. Weibo's going to look to just use all of his tools that he has, the jumping, spinning, back kick, the elbows, and right now looks like these guys are just looking to pull. There's the shot from Holloway, not Eddie, and he gets it right here, Andy.
Indeed, very interesting. What can we see on the ground? He had a little bit of a fake there, gets a great denial. He's going to try and move to that full mount, and he does, and he gets it. And he could potentially do some big damage. Yeah, he shows his back. Now he takes his back, and, in a very dangerous position here, Doc.
Yeah, dangerous position, but it depends how well you've been training. If you talk to someone like Dirty Dave, he'll say backman isn't that scary, especially because you can just roll into something like back sitting, and with the RNC being denied, it's just a very neutral position nowadays. However, this is some heavy shots, and heavy. You got to imagine those shots are going to put some dent into the skull of Eddie Alvarez here.
There's a wheel kick from Weibo. He's going to march forward with the pressure. And what I'm watching early is he's trying to sap Kante's confidence from him. Comes out on the feet, lands that big pull elbow early, right? There's a pull into a spin, doesn't land. But here's another takedown. He gets the trip right there. Gives him a little taunt as well. But Weibo has just right now beat Kante in every aspect of the game. He's out-grappled him with the ground and pound. He's outworking him on the feet here too, so there's got to be an adjustment made for that Alvarez corner, Doc.
Yeah, he's got to be on for the Alvarez. Oh, that hook's there. So good. Both of them. Here, Cal.
And Eddie is just really walking into shots. He's not using much footwork. He's not using any kicks. Just the typical boxer trying to land the 1-2, and that is not going to work versus Holloway. Holloway is too sophisticated on the feet to do that. And Alvarez is just getting tagged right now.
He is indeed, and I wonder, once he's been tagged, has he made them reads suitable enough to change the fight into his favour? By the looks of it, it doesn't, but he does seem to be coming alive a little bit more. He's landing more. Maybe he's found that range with Eddie Alvarez, them short arms. But as you can see from both of these guys, they're both moving their head a lot. So someone's going to get caught, but it's just a matter of when.
Yeah, he's having some success. Lead hooks over with a spinning back fist there as well. Ducks under, does get under straight at the very end. Holloway doesn't have the power advantage here, but he's a man who will kill you by a death of 1,000 cuts here, Cal.
I loved the work from Webo right there. Opens up with a knee stomp. He's really just using all the tools he has at his disposal, using all the kicks. Here's the clinch. That was the last thing he hasn't used. And he lands big damage. There's a slap attempt, too. And he's flowing in there. There's Alvarez to the body. I do like that adjustment. I'd really try to kick the leg. Evo's using his movement very well. Gets off the cage. So maybe a low kick from Eddie could turn this fight around, Heavy.
Indeed, and you've seen a lot of these spinning elbows and spinning back fist combos. And they're really high vulnerability shots, so you've got to be careful throwing them out. Nice lead hook there.
He looked like he was going for a slip straight into the overhand instead, though. He doesn't get the right button combination and gets the clinch attempt instead. Holloway just counted it massively there. He's trying to be aggressive. The uppercut comes out on the spinning elbow, both engaging in this hook. Does look like, though, Eddie's having a more difficult time overall here, Caliber.
Well, I tell guys, there's right ways to pressure and the wrong way to pressure. And to me, this is the wrong way to pressure. All he's doing, he's sticking his jab, trying to get Webo on the cage and look for a pull and look for a counter. That's not going to work versus the guy who's giving you all aspects. He's landing elbows, he's landing body punches, he's clinching, he's kicking. He's just doing it all. And right now, Kanze just looks, to me, he looks lost. He's not really finding anything that's working here, Doc.
Yeah, well, one of the most interesting quirks about the pressure fighting game here, Heavy, is just your ability to pressure, to be in your opponent's face, but also use that footwork. People massively underestimate your use of footwork when you're pressuring. Yeah, it's about walking forward, but it's also about knowing when to walk back, when to make your opponent come to you, so then you can really build that pressure game and make them really suffer from not being able to beat the same footwork here.
Yeah, definitely. It's just like phantom pressure. Darren Till does it really good, and big fighters like Ghana, they do a good sense. You don't want to be getting hit, and they can just put you in, against the cage. And every fighter knows if you're against that cage, you are, at disadvantage. You limit your head movement, but you're gonna get a good posture up here, and he's gonna rain down some damage. Able to get himself back down to more of a 50-50 here, Doc.
Yep, now here we see Holloway in this full guard position, does go to look to the half guard, does get denied. Fantastic job there by Eddie Alvarez. With 50 seconds left on the clock, though, he now gets put into side control. And with the power of the elbows in side control here, Heavy, you got to imagine this could be a very dangerous place for Eddie to be.
I think it's very dangerous, especially with them elbows there, and he can't take too much of them. He's got to move, and he done moved a bit too late there, in my opinion, but still got there. And the great denial, he's got some great denials off his back, and I'd like to see some feint stuff, some of the ability to get back up. I know it's not much time left, but there we go, like that, just show I can get back to my feet and discourage the future takedowns.
Well, 12-8 in the favor of Eddie Alvarez. It looked like that went into the favor of Eddie, so it may be 1-1, who's particularly sure. But up next, Caliber, these two are going to go into the third round, so maybe 1-1, 2-over in the favour of Holloway. Who knows? It's the judges' scorecards.
I think what you need from both corners is, look, it could be 1-1, maybe 2-0 my way. Go to win the round dominantly. Don't sit on the back foot. Don't coast here in round 3. It's a big round, big fight, and there's the hook here from Alvarez early. That head health is cause to concern, Heavy.
It is, especially with the amount of volume Maxton's throwing. Look at him there.
That is what you want if you're Holloway. Kenta is now desperate to see him on some type of finish. Does get the hook and then gets back up, but is that sensible? Who knows? Because Holloway's just going to put on that pressure again and possibly land another head kick.
Oh, there's the pull, and he lands his own uppercut right there. He goes for the body. 3, and there's the high kick late. Webbo's got to be careful. That Eddie power is no joke. But on the other side, Conte, he's got it. There's the shot from Webbo, and he gets it. I love the adjustment right there, especially after you drop the guy there, Doc.
Yeah, that body lock, we've seen it quite a lot tonight, is from pre-denying a turning takedown, and that's the issue. You've got to be careful. If you don't want to move your left sticks too early, too in anticipation of someone trying to get a turning takedown, because otherwise they're just going to get the body lock trip, and you're going to end up in half guard bottom anyway. Now with 2 minutes left on the clock, both of them with stuns. Holloway does have a knockdown in his favour off a head kick, and by the looks of it, the way Eddie Alvarez is playing, he's looking for a big counter here, Heavy.
He is indeed, Nick. Big overhand, as you just said, big counter and a spin. And waiting on, lovely jab, straight put. Eddie in the red zone. We could be seeing, oh, lovely counter. And it just seems like Holloway gets the point of knocking him out, and then, you know, Alvarez just gets a wild counter off that sort of stifles the offense of Will.
And these guys are both playing with just no regard for the other's abilities, just trying to land something big in here and really secure the fight. I'm loving Holloway's extended combinations inside. He's landing very well there.
That was a wild overhand. Jumps on him now, looking for the finish. Every shot he's done, and he does it. That was a comeback.
Holy stuff, and what an overhand. Holy shit, not many, you don't see many of them, do you? Especially the high level, you don't see many overhands. You can vulnerable strike to throw.
I do not see an overhand like that, and then just a ground and pound finish afterwards, getting the knockdown, getting the stun, and that was Holloway straight out cold at the end. Holloway looked like he was a better fighter overall there, Caliber, but Eddie Alvarez showcased his ability to dig deep, show it, and put on a prime time guarantee of never giving up.
Well, I know Webbo in the back's going to be kicking himself. Oh, God, that shouldn't happen, man. It's just the way the fight game goes sometimes. Conte landed that beautiful overhand. Probably my guess is off a jab vulnerability, the way it just did so much damage. The perfect shot selection, really. And the extended follow-up with the lead hook straight gets him out of there. Very well done there from Conte. And I think we're going to move back to Pabst.
Yeah, we are. We're going to be moving back to Pabst versus Lilo. Now, arguably the featured prelim is particularly short. Anyhow, these two are going to be in featherweight, but looks like we're going to have O'Malley versus Cody Garbrandt. We're not going to spend too much time introducing it. We're going to get straight into it so we can get onto the main card afterwards. However, it should be noticed that these two are going to put on one hell of a fight. Pabst has got impressive striking. Lilo I saw him last night, and he's a very good all-round fighter on the feet wise, and so it's going to be a very interesting back and forth fighter. Cody has got power, he's got no chin, but O'Malley has got the range, but he suffers up close. So if Cody can get the pressure on here heavy, going to imagine it's going to be Lilo's fight. If Sugar or Sean O'Malley can keep that distance, get that jab, get that straight online very quickly, then it's going to be his fight.
Yeah. O'Malley only really needs to touch him a fair few times, and you know, eventually Cody's going to go down. He just needs to stay on the outside, and like you say, work that range fighting, them teeps, throw them straight out there. Get a bit fancy if you want, but definitely you don't want to be getting into, you know, phone booth fight with Cody, because he will put you asleep.
I want to mention one thing. These guys are already scrapping that 48-4 record in favor of Pabst. I know you shouldn't make a big thing about the records, but that's a lot of fights and not a lot of wins from the other side, from Lilo.
Well,
but he's on the Garbrandt, and this is not a terrible matchup. Garbrandt's got fast hands. He's got the fast footwork to really keep up with O'Malley. He's just got to watch the pocket presence inside, Doc.
Well, on the note about the fights, yeah, that's all spars though. And Caliber, you know the difference between spars and a league fight. You've done this enough time. You're fighting for the belt tomorrow. You know the difference between a league fight and a spar, and those have so many different nerves. You are so much more nervous for a league fight in a lot of cases, and it's just under the bright lights heavy, and so that's going to play all the difference here.
A lovely hook up comes in straight at the end, and the combos here from Cody are, looking to break your block and try and catch you, but a lovely counter from O'Malley, and these guys are just absolutely fine in the pocket, and someone's going to go down soon, Doc, definitely, the way these are fighting. Oh! I said that, nearly caught it.
Yeah, and he does ducking into the uppercut, but so far O'Malley's staying fairly well on that distance. He's not playing too aggressive. He's letting Cody come in, but then also back off, and he's clipping him on when he comes in and out of the pocket, faking that jab, forcing the head movement to come out, also using his own head movement very effectively, keeping the distance. Lead hooks are playing some establishment, but both of them are looking for individual shots, looking for the key shots after the jab to really do the damage here.
What I'm seeing is Pabst is playing with a lot of confidence. I know he's moving his head out of the way. He's landing good combinations, and he's kind of he's flowing with the fight right now. He is on the back foot. He's not using many push kicks, but his boxing looks really crisp so far here, Doc.
He's looking really crisp, really well versed, and so far Cody's throwing a couple overhands, does do a jab, straight lead hook there, but overhands are coming out like aggressive. He's using it more as a way to enter, and that hook uppercut there also follows suit, not jumping on his opponent, not having enough time, and now both of these are just having a war here.
And just the quick, I caught you with my left hook, hit the uppercut, drop him. Right now, I think Lalo is just doing too much. If that makes sense, he's just kind of walking in. He's throwing a lot of big combinations. You know, the overhands, the swinging hooks. He's just got to calm it down. There's still 10 minutes left to work, and right now he's looking like he's trying to finish him in 5.
He's just keeping that head off that center line as well. Is O'Malley, and that's giving Cody this bit of difficulty here. Heavy, he's making Cody unsure how to put the pressure on, and so he's staying in that in-between range, which favors O'Malley quite a lot.
But no, that's it. And he's just playing with him. He's not really even jumping on him. He just wants him to come out clean. And it's the, as you said, look, it's the movements and the slips, the boxing, not necessarily needing to fight out, you know, the range fight. He's standing in the pocket with Cody and, you know, doing work, which is crazy to see, but, you know, big props to him. His boxing's looking, you know, really, really good. Oh, fake glove touch!
Fake glove touch. That's a way to start the round. Protect yourself at all times, but right now, Cody, he's got to figure out something for this O'Malley puzzle, because he's swinging a lot and he's not hitting much.
Possibly he's frustrated that, you know, he's not hitting. Oh, he's just pissed off. Oh! Big right hook.
Oh god, both of them still going out, trying to switch off to the side, but that lead hook, every time he leads off to the side, he's clipping him there. The jam coming out, poking, returning back to him, and a head kick lands, and that does it, but he's gassed out. The uppercut could have done more, but it's looking like Cody's Garbrandt gas tank has been thoroughly out Cody's. He's just gone full Garbrandt, and that's led to him gassing out very quickly here.
And O'Malley is just... He's so confident. You could just tell the way he ate that high kick immediately, regained his consciousness, lands the straight to lead hook, and right now he's just looking for a clean knockout. Right hook over the top, gets another drop. I wouldn't be playing with my food so much, but he's looked very well here, Heavy.
He obviously chasing that KO, and the fake glove touch might have angered him and made him fight better, because these combos insane. Oh! That was a lovely jab down to the bottom, and, you know, comes up with the same hands for the left of the hook, and not many people know about that. And that was an incredible fight. Not many, you know, kicks per se for, you know, a fighter who you think would use kicks at the range, but, you know, necessarily stands inside with Cody Garbrandt and, you know, picking him off with his boxing, which is really impressive, Doc, you'd say.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job there. He just read Cody, he kept that range, and then when he felt confident enough to go on the inside, he did do a fantastic job. And
I think we have Keza up next, maybe?
We'll go on to the main card now, finally. After the entire hectic fight of the prelims, we now go on to the main card. The main card has no fighter restrictions, only the fighter you banned. And our first fight will be in the middleweight division. By the looks of it, we're going to see 2 4-star picks again of Robbie Lawler versus Paul Acosta.
Speaking from personal experience, I know Pablo very well versed on the feet, but I do not like this matchup. Lawler's very fast. His hands just kind of outpace Costa. So I'm very interested to see. The one advantage he does have is, you know, the power is similar, but the reach is going to be massive here if he wants to win this fight, Heavy.
No, completely agree there with you. And you said the speed from Robbie is just crazy, and he's got that lovely jab. I don't know if you guys like the animation for his jab, the step-in jab, and it's absolutely amazing. And Costa's gonna have a tough time getting inside.
He's going to have a very tough time, but with someone like Costa, you have a lot of power. So does Lawler, but Costa does have the kicking boxing kind of style. So if you're effective with that kickboxing, you may stand a better chance here. But touch gloves now begin, and we're off to the races of the fight.
I'm seeing an early leg kick battle, which I don't think Lawler has the best ability to win, but yeah, these guys have they strike with confidence, I will say. I've fought both of these gentlemen, and they're very good on the feet. They're both holding the center early, not really backing out much. There's Pablo landing the big right hand into the lead hook. And right now, the targets are everywhere. Big rock from Costa early. Beautiful head movement work from Keza there. But heavy, these guys are just banging so far.
And there's a big whiff, and Pablo's waiting on these, mistakes from Keza. And Keza's, throwing the kitchen sink. Oh, he slipped there. Throws a 4-piece, but, Costa has got that chin. Luckily enough for him.
Keza's getting a jab established, looking to get past the block of Costa. Costa slipping off to the side, pulled on a straight, somehow digs down to the body straight afterwards. Looks like Costa's more well adapted, he's got a more better striking, but Keza's just coming at him like a workhorse, looking to put a load after load on him and give him massive amounts of trouble.
Pablo's defensive work is very nicely done. As I say that, he gets clipped right there. But he's not really letting Keza land super clean. He'll land a punch maybe on the block, maybe while he's moving his head with his hands up. But right now, Pablo's not getting hit very much. As I say that, Keza marches forward with a big combination. But these guys are just standing in the pocket middle, in the middle of the octagon. It's going to worry me, Doc. Someone's going to eventually fall over.
Yeah, someone may eventually fall over, but until someone falls over, they're going to keep swinging, they're going to keep banging, and that is what the fight you want to see. Costa still engaging, like the leg kicks, forces Robbie Lawler to switch stance here. That power reduction of Lawler is going to be massive in the favour of Costa. Slipping over, gets good with the lead hook, now doing stuff a straight, nearly clips him. He nearly gasses himself out trying the uppercut, also lands as he's going for the straight there, heavy. But Lawler seems undetermined just to keep in the face of Costa and put all this pressure on.
Oh, indeed. There's a lovely straight, steps back, and he's done that twice now. Waiting for the mistakes of Keza there, Caliber, and interesting to see Costa working Keza here. Lovely up full counter, and he's working them legs as well. All fight.
I don't know why I didn't go with the head kick. I think he had the fight one right there. But Pablo is doing a great job of baiting Keza out, making him overextend, and then landing. Another low kick there. Legs are chopped up, Doc. Stamina's gone. Head health is gone. And Pablo just looks in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, we've got 5 seconds left of this round, and both of them went for the pullback straight there, and that is the end of the first. They both look bloodied and beaten, but Costa looks like he's winning the fight so far here, Heavy.
Indeed, but it's not over until Fat Lady sings, and they both have the power to end the night in one shot. There's a lovely check, a first good check from Keza there, and you can see in between his combo, he's pulling and he's slipping, he's trying to get Pablo to miss, and he catches him with a front kick. And interesting to see how he's using Robbie here after being dropped and dropped.
Yeah, it's rocked and dropped, but Costa coming out like a minute man now, kicks down afterwards, and a leg kick also follows suit, double hooks there, another leg kick to that leg, that's blinking every time he kicks it, hooks there, both trading there, but Lawler's the one who lands. Lawler's still coming out in like a workhorse, and he knows for a fact that he can just dish out the punishment. It's just a case of will Costa counter him, or can he answer back in any particular way that makes Lawler back off here, Cal?
I feel like I didn't give Lawler enough credit in the first round. He did a lot of work. If you're looking at that head health, Keza just needs one big counter, just one big swing to go his way. He's very good when his opponent's hurt. He's very accurate when a guy's rocked. He just needs one big punch, Doc. And right now, he looks like he's looking for it. There's the pull from Costa. Doesn't go through. Step in elbow as well. But Keza is good. He's in the fight. He's just got to avoid. There's the right hand from Costa.
But that uppercut, you mentioned the chin held, but that was Lawler's chin held. And he's gone to sleep with the fishes. Congratulations to Pablo Grips on the main card, doing a fantastic job, putting on a fight and a half, working the legs, then coming up top, working the chin at the same time. And Keza tried his damnedest to work any option you could when you're Lawler, but he showcased Paulo Costa is still a very good bet here. Heavy.
He isn't moving there. Came out swinging, he nearly got him then, you know. I can see what he was trying to do. He's trying to just go for that, you know, quick KO, but the slips and the pulls and just the overall head movement from Pablo was just enough to get him through that fight there.
And up next, it will be Leon versus Tech, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Leon versus Tech will be up next. These two are going to be in the middleweight division, and both of them are looking like we're going to have an Izzy versus Whittaker matchup.
I'm very interested for this Adesanya pick. I've heard a few just little rumblings of more people trying to use him, especially with, you know, like a guy like Lyoto Machida got buffed. Just another different look for the Whittakers and the Lawlers. Looks like we're waiting on Tech to ready up currently. But Whittaker's a solid pick heavy. He's got really everything. Yep, there's the Adesanya. If I'm Whittaker though heavy, I'm gonna look to get a takedown and try to slow down this Adesanya kickboxing.
Yeah, that you don't want to be, you know, boxing quick. Adesanya, you want to make it a little bit dirty. You might want to throw a clinch or two out there, or, you know, try, as you said, try and take him down, or just don't really give him range. Try and stay in his face. Try and use your boxing and try and use the power of Robert Whittaker. But, you know, Robert Whittaker is stupidly OP in my opinion. I think he's a better pick than Izzy. I might be wrong there, but that's how I feel anyway, though.
Yep. And Whittaker's got the better boxing. Izzy has a particular style he's used him, and with how long his arms are, with how he plays in the game, it makes him sometimes a very difficult fight to use. Getting down to that body early on, keeping that distance here, but Whittaker already getting those tips out, looking to put some type of pressure to really reduce that length, to reduce that distance that Izzy has to work, and that's going to be in massive favour of Leon here.
Well, with Izzy, you have to work the kicks, the side kicks, the hook kicks, the spins down low and up high. You have to keep Whittaker at bay. There's the question mark kicking at the teeth right there. There's a balance that Tech needs to find, and right now Leon is not going to let him have it heavy.
Yeah, that's interesting to see that Whittaker's chosen to go for, and I wonder if that's a, you know, the opening or to even defend the opening body kick. Get that takedown, a lovely teeth there though, but it's looking like Leon's got the better boxing, and he might be getting a little bit caught here though.
Goes down again to that body. Fantastic job there by the Whittaker, just working that body very nicely. He's making sure to pepper the head, but in the general idea, if you work the body first, Caliber, the tower starts to crumble, and that makes life difficult later on in the fight.
Right now, the tower is just being hit in general. The body's health is a little low. The leg kick worked well for Whittaker early, and he's getting hit a lot up top. Right now, Tech's got to find a way to change the pace of the fight, because Leon right now is just dictating it. He's landing the push kick, he's landing the boxing combinations, and it's not looking well heavy.
And he's doing a lovely job with that TV unit sometimes now. There's head kick, body kick, moving back, out of range, lovely bit of movement. So yeah, it's getting a bit heated now, Doc. When are we going to see a rock or a drop?
Well, I don't know, but Whitaker is happy to keep on the pressure, digs down to the body again, head out. Does get clipped a few times to the head though, probably needs to be a bit more wary of blocking his head, and he does come out, which does a fantastic job. That jab straight to the body, knee in retaliation, working a bit more. The stamina going into the favour of Whitaker. You've also got to remember that the fantastic recovery of Whitaker Heavy will play a massive deficit if this goes into the second round, which is looking like it may do.
And you look at the head though, and the even look at that body. With Whitaker's been using nice body kicks, and them keeps have been working wonders. Oh, lovely pull count for him, block counter, and that was very, very close to being rocked there. And again,
I'm loving the rear leg work of Whitaker. He lands the knee, he lands the body roundhouse, he lands the push kick. He's just doing a lot with that right leg. And the body health of Adesanya is something to be concerned about if you're tech here, Doc.
Yeah, it's something you've got to be very aware of if you're Izzy. Whitaker's just spent the entire round slowly wheeling down your body lower and lower, and he's only going to continue to do the same. Does get a switch kick of his own there, but with how long Izzy is, it's just a case of when Whitaker finds his range properly, and that's your issue, because he's going to be in your pocket, and he's still not going to be at the right range for you.
Oh my goodness. The second he saw that the ability for that head kick to be there, he threw it and it was over. It was beautifully done, setting up the round kick to the body, wings it up top, and yeah, Shevchenko-esque there, Doc.
He just works the body for the entirety of the second, the first, and then up top of that one time, and he takes it straight on the chin, knocking Izzy Adesanya out cold.
And next we have Donner versus Liam.
You have your teammate.
Both of these guys are going to go strike. I'm very interested to see the picks, though. You said Connor was banned, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's going to be very interesting. My guess is you'll see like a Holloway and probably a Volk, knowing those are really the big three at featherweight, Doc.
Well, you've got one of the picks right. Would you like to guess again for Donna Meat's pick?
I think we're about to find out.
Because he has gone Zabit Magomed Sharipov.
Huh.
Yes, it's Holloway isn't banned, I'm pretty sure, but we've got Magomed Sharipov versus Volkanovski. It's a weird one, I'll be honest, but hey ho, here we go. These two are in the featherweight division. Pirate Kip, known for his McGregor, known for his general striking ability, his top tier anti-wrestling, but we got TMF Dynamite in the other corner looking to put on a striking masterclass, maybe a wrestling masterclass. I'm not sure. It's Zabit fucking Magomed Sharipov. He's gonna come out with possibly a Zabit trip for all we know here, Heavy.
Yeah, or a spinning head kick, or a capoeira kick, or whatever, you know. Got all kinds in his arsenal, and exceptional kickboxing. And he can wrestle as well, like you said, with that trip. But again, he's facing the man himself, Volk, and Volk is just an animal caliber.
Oh yeah, I do love Volk after this buff. Super fast, heavy hands, and just all around, he's got a well-rounded MMA game. There's the Zabit strip early. And I'm very interested to see what Zabit's going to do here on top, Doc.
Well, doesn't get no inside control, already building NGA, does go for the top mount pressure up, looking to dig down to that body very early on. And Volkanovski needs to probably do a bit more action. He's staying patient, staying calm. He's just letting his opponent go slowly. A couple of punches to the face with the energy inside. I feel like this may be a very dull wrestling game.
Yeah, it's no secret Zabit's going to go out here and wrestle early, just judging by the trip, you know, within 30 seconds. He's faking the arm triangle. Not doing much here from half guard, just kind of doing the bare minimum. He's not going to get stood up. There's the dive from Volkanovski. He's going to look to maybe go for full guard.
Well, he gets the reversal there. Fantastic job by Pirate Kip, making the read. And now we've seen him in top mount. Not top mount, full guard on top So Zabit doesn't have rubber guard, interestingly enough. In UFC 4 it did, in UFC 3, but not this time round. He is building the GA quite nicely in his favour, but he's just looking to sit here, staying patient. He's probably going to get the ref to stand him up for all we know, but who knows at this point. Does get denied there, and it looks like Dynamite has done more action than his opponent so far.
Both these guys are just taking it slow here. You know, get the deny, work the GA. Gets to full guard here. Volk's gonna posture up. One body shot.
Faking though. Like, you want to see a couple of fakes kicking about?
It's very it's a slow fight. Not for everyone.
I mean, we have got the co-main event of Dirty Dave. This may be the slowest fight of the night, even if we have Dave in the co-main. So we're a minute long left. I don't think we've seen any major significant strikes. We've mainly seen just a bunch of punches. Volkanovski's been in full guard for the majority of this fight, so he hasn't actually been gaining any control time. So this may even go in the favour of Zabit for all we know. It's a very odd time. How hasn't the ref stood this up? I'm not particularly too sure.
I'm very interested who has the more punch stats, but Volkanovski does have a good ground and pound stat, which does affect your small punches. Like Khabib does so much damage, even though you don't really notice it. So, me personally, I don't know who's winning this round.
I don't know who's winning this round. Heavy, you got any takes on who's winning this round?
No, I'm not going to answer that question. But if we look at that, I'm not too sure. Maybe.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, jeez, this has to be one of the most interesting fights I've seen to date. So, that was round one of Pirate Kid versus Dynamite. I was hoping up to be a striking fest. Instead, we end up on the ground for the majority of it. Liam standing in the full guard, Zabit having no answer, and those two rabbit punching each other like there's no tomorrow. Up next, we have a leg kick followed by a little bit more engagement. That's nice to see. That's what you want from these two. Does get checked, a rear hook coming out, a side kick there, jab straight down the middle, and we seemingly finally have got what we wanted here, a striking match.
Well,
So,
we went for the trip right there again. But one thing to take note of is if you're both these guys, don't overextend. Your opponent knows you're looking for a takedown. You don't want to overextend, get rocked. That puts you down in the round immediately. And who knows who won round one. So we'll see how the game plan shifts here, Heavy.
Indeed. It's like Donna does want to get the ground. See them multiple attempts, gets caught though, and the pressure's
that's what you want to keep our kid. So,
5 punches, 5 lands from Volkanovski. Beautiful accuracy. Pirate Kip got the drop there, and right now he's in the driver's seat. Maybe he thinks, oh, I won the round. Who knows who won round one? But he's for sure locked up round 2, Doc.
Six over, it goes up top as well. Now comes up, down, out. 3 minutes left on the clock. Already going that leg kick, but Volkanovski's got the knockdown. He's won this round after a very patient first round. This is a completely different tone in the second.
Oh, pull elbow.
Oh.
Zabit gets the drop there as well. It's an interesting pace. Both these guys looking to make little mistakes, and when you stress over that so much, Heavy, it can end up costing you.
Yeah, in a neutral position, go look, be able to deny that, and he does. He's going to try and work to that full, the top mount and gain some damage, or hopefully he doesn't just sit here the full game. But, making an advancement, there we go. Lovely takes the back, and hopefully we can see a bit more action here, Doc.
Hopefully we can, taking the back mount position now. Both of these guys fairly patient, fairly calm. Overdraw now to back flat.
Back flat, not good. He's going to look for the ground and pound right here. This is a lot of damage.
I mean, like the RNC's a viable pick from that part.
Well, we can't see the HUD, unfortunately. Volk's got to move. Goes for the half guard right there. Doesn't get his Zabit with the knife. Back-to-back flat. Might go for the choke here. Nope. Postures back up. And this is not a good position to be in. He's almost out. Doesn't get it. If I'm Volk, yep, he's going to roll a mountain. He's got to get a big deny here. If he doesn't, fight could be over here, Doc.
Well, don't remember all the damage Volkanovski did in that beginning round, and here we see just Dynamite coming back with that back flat and doing all that damage now, getting denied there, looking with the top mountain here, doesn't get it, and now he's back to start as position there again, shot after shot after shot. This is dangerous territory.
He's got 10 seconds left to work. Goes for the posture again, looking for hooks. He might be out. He's close. Doesn't get it. So, who knows who's winning this fight at this rate? They both had drops in that round. Zabit did take back flat, landed some big shots. I'm gonna guess it's 1-1, but it's up in the air heavy.
I'd definitely say 1-1. I feel like Volk took one round 1, maybe, but Zabit's damage Volk needs to be doing what he did before. He needs to be stepping and using that jab and real hook and being catching Donna really clean, and just needs to go right back to the top.
So is it fair to say Dynamite won the second round?
We definitely can. Back flat, full mount rock. No, we definitely did.
Yeah, but Volkanovski coming back. He's got to be careful. Oh my god, put it in against a cage here. Very dangerous position for Dynamite. He's need to survive very quickly. He's meeting with jab straight hooks. The head movement against him is going to be difficult. He just needs to get back down to the ground, I feel like, and Dynamite's going to be sorted. But the issue is trying to take someone down like Kit on the ground is a very risky deal here.
And Donner just looks less polished on the feet, right? He's not landing. He can't land many of these kicks due to Pirate Kip's just excellent footwork so far. And inside the pocket, it doesn't look very good. There's a spinning attack right there from Zabit's signature, but he's just going to look for, I'm guessing, this trip again, Doc, if as a betting man.
Yeah, I'd imagine the trip is the idea. You've just got to land it at the right time, because you can just... But he's met with stuff, trying to go for that pullback elbow again, which caught him early, which really led to the downfall of Kip. The straight lead hook, uppercut, and he's going to be looking for the finish. Trying his damnedest to stay alive, meeting the hooks, but then he gets the finish.
And he sidestepped that front kick attempt, said, get it out of here, lands the cross on the lead hook, and Pirate Kip just looked accurate through that entire fight, and he proved it right there, gets the finish there.
On the feet he looked accurate, but that is to take no effect away from what Dynamite did in the second. He came back on the ground and really gave all that he could with Pirate Kip. His defense stayed up high though, the ground and mound in the top mount and back flat position, and Dynamite just couldn't get the finish, and that led to that third round where by that point he was gassed, he was tired, he was fed up of trying to finish the guy who just wouldn't die, and Volkanovski was able to make a comeback and look fantastic there.
Yeah, it was, and it went from a boring first round to, an excellent second and exciting third round. He definitely showed up there, Doc, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did show up, and that's what you want to do when you got both of them. So, now we've got a very interesting position of... I'm not sure what's going on with this fight, because I believe we are meant to now have Chopper Reed versus Storm. However, Chopper Reed has decided to disappear, possibly up our dreaded primetime tree. Nobody knows that its existence, but it seems to exist and keep nabbing fighters overall, or they get too drunk on tiramisu. Nobody's particularly sure. Anyhow. Now, I think we're going to have instead Ginger replacing. I'm not particularly sure, waiting for Ryan on the back and what's going on. But with that, after that fight, we will be having the co-main and main event of this evening, Caliber.
Yeah, very interesting few fights coming up. I would love to see Ginger step in. Love watching Ginger work. But I don't know exactly what's next. I think we're going to get Ginger. Yeah, maybe.
I really want to see Storm fight.
Yeah. Sorry, apologies. I'm just... Okay, I think we are going ahead. This is going to be an interesting fight. At least we're having a couple of ping issues, it seems. I don't know who's really pinging it, so hopefully they can sort it out afterwards or during the fight. Who knows at this rate? Let's get straight into this entire shebang. We're going to be having, by the looks of it, TJ Dillashaw versus now Jermaine Sterling. Now Jermaine Sterling going into the favour of someone like Storm. Dillashaw very much a pick for Ginger. He's got the footwork, got the grappling, he's also got the striking ability. This is on the PS side. Ginger is typically on Xbox, but has been making his runs through on the PS side here.
Aljamain Sterling is not a pick you see too often. I will say Ginger has looked refreshed on PlayStation side. He's been very confident on the feet. He's been getting away. He can't really get taken down. He looks like a spring when he gets taken down, right back up. But he does have a big test in front of him with Storm on the Aljamain Sterling pick. Aljo has he's very creative in this game. He's got the good side kicks, hook kicks. He's got a lot of tools he can use, Heavy.
But TJ on the other hand starts that lovely movement, the signature movement. He can do a good head movement and get that great chin and see there. Storm already immediately taking it down for the ground. Doesn't want nothing to do with that stand, but rightly so. He's going to try and work his way in more into a dominant position here, Doc.
Yep, dominant position is entirely viable. 4 minutes 20 on the clock. This is a long time to work on the ground. Got to remember that some of the grappling advantages compared to Xbox TPS are slightly weird. I do find it easier to hold side control. Interestingly enough, on PS, it just seems like the general grappling's a bit slower. It's a bit more viable for you, so I may give Storm the extra benefit, or I may give Ginger a bit of a weird one, just because he's so used to the Xbox side. Now that these two are already doing this, does get denied on the posture up, looking to take the reversal, gets denied on the backside, and it's looking like it may have a repeat of our last fight here. Just ins and outs between full guard and half guard. I'm really wanting to give up position here, Cal.
One thing these guys are just moving a lot more. Yep, there's the reversal. Ginger's probably gonna. Okay, so he gets full guard. Aljo does have rubber posture up. He's gonna look for rubber here. If I were to bet, gets the GA. Ginger gets another posture up. He's out of the guard if he wants it. He's gonna progress to half guard instead. I do like this from Ginger. I like seeing, okay, you're a grappler. Well, let's see how you are off your back. And I'm going to land some shots. It looks like Ginger's going to slide to side control and land some elbows here, Doc.
Well, he has also got the, what do you call it? The full guard sweep from side control. Surprise didn't go for that. It seems like it might have been a viable attempt. Does go again several times for the full guard. Does get it confused. Ginger now the posture up's here though, and he just disengages. He's like, okay, if you're going to waste my time here, I'm going to get on the feet and I'm going to start putting the pressure on. Aljo already engaging, but I'm TJ Dillashaw. I've got the power and I can swing a bit harder and a bit cleaner than you can. And it seems like that's what Ginger's thought process seems to be like here.
He has to watch out for Aljo has great deadly weapons inside. He's got a few spinning elbows and the flying knees. He's just got to be careful. But you are correct. CJ does hit hard. Aljo not so much, and you can just tell the way they're exchanging. Storm just a bit on the back foot. He gets clipped with that lead hook there. The head health not looking very good for Aljamain Sterling, and there's the spin attempt as well. Just Storm looks a step behind, Heavy.
Does wonder if he's going to shoot a lovely sidestep there into the hook and throws a combo. Catches Dillashaw with a slip and he's putting on the pressure as I'm speaking, but there we go. Shooting. Aljamain Sterling. I've got to think, Doc, is this a way to deter Storm from shooting in the future, maybe?
It may be. Now he's looking to put on some heavy ground and pounds here, trying to stand this. Does get a defense error, and now we end up back into the main full guard. 20 seconds left on the clock. Seems like this is going to be how we run out the rest of the round. Just Ginger trying to stand this to land some damage over and over again. Now Joe deciding to disengage, and with that is a closure to round one. They still want to be trying to put on a fight here.
Doc, that reminds me of you a little bit. He get a little groundwork done, gets on the feet, lands some punches, gets caught once or twice, goes back for the single leg. But I do like the work from Ginger there. He did get clipped a couple times, just trying to keep that chin in order, but he definitely won that round. And round two, he's probably going to look to do something similar.
Indeed. Looking to engage there. Digs down on top, does land a straight there as well, and both of these guys engaging very cleanly. Single leg now going down into that side control position. Not side control, half guard. Now we end up in full guard again. Both of these guys are just going absolute ballistic on.
stack guard from Dillashaw there. You can land a lot of damage. It's one of the most undervalued positions in the game for how much you can do. And 46 to 44 on strike numbers, they are similar, but Dillashaw hits a bit harder, so he's probably up in this round. And there's the Rock, that clean left hook that he landed earlier. Lands again there heavy.
Indeed.
Oh, another one.
And there we go. There's the shot.
Does
Gonna get it,
go
though.
her takedown defense, but gets defended there. Fantastic job by Ginger, working that body a couple of times, looking to do the stamina damage. Again, digs up to the top there. Now digs up there, gets the breakaway, and Aljo on the back foot, trying to come back in some way. The strikes are landing, but it seems like Ginger's got the overall boxing. He's just seems to be a bit ahead of his opponent overall here.
And right now, I really wish Aljo would use a little bit more kicks, try to get him off of him. He's not using any of those side kicks or push kicks that Aljo's known for in this game, really. No leg kicks either, slow down Dillashaw. That's, I think, really the step he needs to make the adjustment, Doc.
Yeah, he's making the adjustments. Now he comes back here, double couple here. My ability to speak English there, we decided to go. Both of these guys engaging like absolute crazy people, heavy, and got to imagine that both of them are just looking for that one final shot to get the finish.
Indeed, and there's a lovely shot there. Dillashaw going back to what was working, getting Storm into dark control, but now moves to half guard. Be able to get the full mount. He does.
There's a full mount.
And Caliber, if you know, if I'm Storm, I'm probably gonna get up here because it looks like he's got the advantage on the ground.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed. When you go Aljo, you've really got to have an advantage versus the guy on the ground. There's the guillotine attempt after the beautiful deny. You got to have an advantage on the ground, and he does not have it here, and it's been very difficult to try to win this fight. Don't sleep on this guillotine attempt. I really wish Jinjo would have continued on that. It's a very strong sub-doc, but a minute left in round 2, and I think Jinjo really is in the driver's seat.
Yeah, he really is, especially in terms of stamina as well. He's so far leading this fight in most ways. Gets a deny there, fantastic job. Now goes into the top mount here, just winging shots, trying to get that finish, or just trying to do damage at the very end, because that's kind of what you do when you've got like 20 seconds left. You just go ballistic at your opponent's head, and you just, if you get a finish, you get a finish. You don't, you just do a shit ton of damage.
Half guard posture up is no joke. It's a lot of damage. Some guys have made careers off of half guard, such as George St. Pierre. And right now, Jinja did very well at the end of the round. Almost got the finish there. Almost got the TKO. Here's one of those beautiful knees he landed in the clinch after the drop. If I'm Aljo Heavy, what do you think you're going to look to do to try to swing this fight around?
First of all, is hope he doesn't shoot. And probably, you know, try and use something that's not going to use much stamina because I know I'm gassed. So probably uppercuts and maybe even a lead hook, but not too much because Dillashaw's he's got him. I think. Oh, lovely shot though. And he does get him down the ground.
There it is, gets him down. And he's going to look for one of these submissions. From full guard, all he has available is the knee bar. Jinja looks at the arm bar there, didn't get it. From half guard, he's got a bit more opportunity. Full guard, he gets it. Surprisingly, that's really a mental mistake from Storm. But he does have very excellent submissions here, Doc, from full guard.
Oh.
And now we see him digging down there. Wasn't stack guard for a previous bit. Now looking to flip the tower over, get into the half guard there. Lovely job. But the full guard again. Junior's very good at maintaining this full guard. Just staying very patient, looking for it. Now goes for an armbar of all things. Probably just looking to get a feel out of his opponent, seeing how well he can do here.
No, he's not looking to feel out. He's just killing time. Both of these guys know that's all this armbar is for. But Jinjo's doing very well early. Doesn't get the slam. So right now his worst thing is side control. He won't get that. So Jinjo efficiently just shoot off a good 30 seconds. Nicely done there. Another deny is probably going to go for the reversal. Gets it. Nicely done.
Yeah.
And Jinja is just ahead right now. He's a step ahead. Beautifully done.
Could go for an arm triangle. Instead, though, gets in. Now decides to go for a knee bar. He's trying to take your title here, Caliber. He's got that joint submission. We still how well that arm bar was itself. And so now going for the actual knee bar. You can see this is such a very powerful submission that it's going to be a very deadly time. Especially with how it's going up. It's creeping up. The red's also creeping up. It's looking like he may escape, but that blue can go very quickly.
Oh, we might get him.
No, it's looking like the
He
escape.
might. Aldo slithered out there at the end. It was nicely done. But Jinja's ahead in this round, damage and submission wise. Those submissions can do a lot in the judges' eyes, especially if you get them in the latter stages. And Jinja gets to get up. So submission attempts, and he gets up. Spinning side kick to the head there from Aljo. And right now, Doc, he just needs to throw. Oh my goodness, beautiful left hook from Jinja. He's going to look for the finish.
Yeah, left hook there, looking for the finish, and that was all she wrote. Ginger coming in, late minute replacement against Storm. Storm having no real answer. He tried his damned if you're a pick like Aljo, but Ginger just came in, controlled the fight, and looked dominant all around there, heavy.
Very, very good in that. Check hook is a thing of beauty. Very, very caught Storm. But overall, he looked good striking, and unfortunately, Storm just didn't fight to what he could afford. I've seen Storm fight a lot, and I feel he was a bit lackluster there in the grappling departments. You would say so, Caliber?
Yeah, he went for the Aljo, man, and that kind of. It would have been better to see, like, I don't know, maybe an Aldo pick just to change it. But he can't dwell on that. Storm did look good early, but Jinja made his way through. And up next, we do have the co-main events. Dave versus Grains. I think this one is at welterweight, if I remember correctly, Doc.
Yeah, this isn't a welterweight. It seems to be a middleweight instead. Well, looks like we're going to have Marvin Vettori versus Robbie Lawler. They picking the Marvin Vettori. Lawler being in the hands of Grains. And so, let's get straight into this fight.
I will say, this matchup is very advantageous for both sides. Vettori, excellent grappler, but very high health and cardio stats. He will be in the fight for all 15 minutes, no matter how much Dave gets clipped. But with Lawler, you have the explosive energy to really finish a fight heavy.
Indeed. If I'm Lawler, I want to be on my A game and take down defense. Because, Vettori has such good grappling, and in the hands of someone who knows how to grapple like Dirty Dave, it's going to be a very good combination for him, though.
Dan Magliotta, our third man in the octagon, and here we go. Dave is going to be in the blue, Lawler in the red. An orthodox swap early. I don't know if Vettori has the high switch stance heavy.
Oh, he's going to be sticking in that stance. Working that jab, working them hooks, slow combos. He hasn't got the best strike. But he can strike, but you don't want to be really doing that necessarily with Robbie Lawler.
I mean, Marvin Vettori's got a 97 chin. So if you wanted to take the shots, Marvin Vettori's definitely got to take the shots here, Caliber. However, his main place you want to go currently is on the ground. You want to stick it on the ground and you want to stay there. You can already see, though, the leg kicks of Dirty Dave are starting to come out. This man's been working on his leg kicks for Kingdom coming back again. And I think this is one of the times. Now he gets it down very effectively there, and that's a fantastic job.
And this is Dave's bread and butter. This side control position, he's drilled this countless times. This is really his world. There's a side control deny right there. He's going to look for elbows. My guess into crucifix early. He looked for it, posture up to reset the GA maybe. He's got to watch his stamina. Doesn't get flipped. No, he doesn't, Doc. And right now, Dave's looking good.
Yeah. He's just... Although, now we end up in this. A couple of shots there. Does go there as well. But probably Vettori's going to look for a top mount. Maybe a side control here, Caliber.
Vettori's just going to look for land. Some of the best ground and pound in the division. And really, Dave knows that as long as this fight's here, Grains probably doesn't have much threat off his back unless he gets a big deny into like a guillotine or a armbar. And Dave is working the head health well. Big elbows for Vettori there, Doc.
Yeah, he's trying to just work that head health over and over again. The right punches for him, so anytime he gets that bit of ground and pound. is hunting it. A couple of straights down the middle. Most people look to block the hooks, and Dave knows that, reading it as such. Minute 30 left on the clock. So far, Dave looking like the more dominant fighter, now getting straight to that top mount very quickly. Now top mount, here we go. Straight lead hook, another couple of hooks, just raining down shots here.
And I will say, the confidence that you kind of lose, you go in there, you're looking to strike, but you know a guy's going to go for a takedown. You don't land much, and then he takes you down and he holds you for the round. A side saddle here, Heavy. He's going to look to land some big shots. But Grains just didn't get much done here.
Yeah, Grains didn't get much done here, however, Dave certainly did. You can see that head health is massively decreased. A bit of right leg damage is also done, and that's going to do a slight bits of favour, just reducing the power ever so slightly. Nice reversal, but with 2 seconds left in the round, he has nothing to do with it here now.
Just a dominant round from Dave. I wouldn't be surprised if the stats would show that as well. Got to side control, lands the damage. But good stamina there. So he needs to, Grains mentally needs to put that in the back of his mind and say, that's fine, I lost that round, but I have 2 more to go, try to win this fight, Heavy.
Yeah, indeed. And, you know, he's definitely got the hands, the stamina. He's got, you know, power to put him to sleep. He just needs one good time shot to turn the tides and possibly even take this round. But he needs to remember not to get, you know, too overzealous, Doc, because Vettori can end the fight if he wants to with a good clean counter, especially after them elbows in the ground.
Yep, trading on the feet, both of them are going at it now. Head kick does land there, lead hook does get blocked. 3 minutes 50 on the clock, and it seems like neither of them really is winning the striking battle, both of them fairly easy, but the issue is when Dave takes them down to the ground, and Grains has no real answer for it, Caliber.
He's trying to get his big shot on the feet. There's a shot for a takedown there. But Grains, I think he's doing very well footwork-wise. I'd like to see him push forward a little bit. Don't need to be near that cage, especially for that grapple advantage that Dave is seeking for. But right now, Grains he's got to avoid that low kick and try to catch Vettori in the in-between. Just inside that kicking range, but outside the boxing range, where Lawler really shines, Heavy.
Indeed, he does, and he's being on the back, and I love the pressure, the fact, like, we've been speaking of phantom pressure from Dirty Dave, and he's standing for a while now. I just wonder when's the next shot going to be, because he was working so well, and there we go. There it is.
And he got the GA from the being near the cage sprawl. He's going to have to go left to get the momentum. You got to go left there, not right. It's the hand you grab their neck with, and Grains is back to his feet. So just a small mistake from Dave there. He's going to look for a slam. Lawler picks up Vettori there, Doc. I don't like this looks, though. I think he should get back to the feet and try to secure the round.
I think it's an interesting idea. I don't think Dave would be expecting it, but it's Dave. He's a wrestler at heart. He's got a fantastic top game as well as a fantastic bottom game. And now he disengages, evidently just wanting a victory, slamming Vettori's on his hands and knees, and now clips him with a straight there, coming back at him. The head off of Lawler's low, but he's got the power to really make Vettori suffer if he can land the shots when he needs to. A minute left in this fight. Both of them still trying, pull back, and another pullback follows suit, but again, it's looking like Dave's still in control of this fight here.
In the total fight, yes, I agree. He's definitely ahead. But we have to look at these and the increments of the rounds, and this is a close round. Grains, they've both had takedowns. There's a jumping roundhouse there. We saw Klein land that in the London card a week or two ago. And very interesting round. It's a close round. That uppercut might have just, stole. You never know. Pull. Oh, man, another pull. That was a very close round. I can't say with confidence who won that, but you're gonna know for sure that Dave, he's gonna look to coast this round 3 just for how much damage he's done, Heavy, and he's gonna look for that big counter and secure the fight.
Absolutely, and the defensive awareness of both these fights is incredible, and giving out an excellent fight. Here is that big jump, it catches him. Oh, he's gonna look to put him down, but no, Titch fire. Oh, he's
gonna look for the finish here on the ground and pound, and it might
He does so.
come out of there. And that's that one small mistake, Doc, of, oh, I hurt the guy. And he gets just a little bit too excited. Vettori's got some of the best recovery in the division. Dave recovers, lands the left hand, and puts him to sleep.
Yeah, lands that left hand is all you need. Just the one final shot, especially after Vettori worked him so well for the previous 2 rounds, and that is what he wanted. Lead hook left there, uppercut clips him on the way down, then he jumps on his opponent and gets the finish.
Just nicely done from Dave there. He did a lot of damage that round. I know we knock him for being some sort of decision merchant. I'm still not over that Bilal Muhammad Wonder Boy match. But yeah, he got the finish there. Just looked dominant all around. But we do have our main event coming up next.
Dave, a decision merchant? Really? I would never have guessed.
We do have the main event coming up next. Sean Corkery versus G-Man. G-Man's 5-0 coming in. Sean has a beautiful record as well. And I think this is a featherweight, if I remember correctly, and these guys are going to look for a striking match, Heavy.
This is at, sorry to cut you off there, Heavy. This is at lightweight. This will be Oliveira versus McGregor. This is for the PlayStation belt. Sean Corkery is coming off a win to the former champion Charles War. Charles War are previously undefeated, looking on his hood to GOAT status on the PlayStation division. But Sean Corkery, a former teammate in the War camp, came out part of the B3 and took his head off. Both of them may had a fantastic 1-round war, and Sean Corkery came the winner. G-Man, as you mentioned, Caliber, he's 5-0 now, looking to make it 6-0 with a champion belt around his waist, and this would be the main event of this evening. This has been Fight Night 51, and these two are the main event.
So I will say, I have experimented with this Oliveira pick, especially after his buff, which I'm pretty sure came after the Dustin Poirier performance. Oliveira is no slouch on the feet. He has 94 power. He's got decent punch stats. He just can't really extend his combinations to the low-level boxing combinations. But Sean has to be careful on the inside. Oliveira's clinch game and obviously the grappling. If this thing hits the ground, I'd be very worried for Sean. Heavy.
Oh, definitely. And I can guarantee he's been drilling some ground game with his teammates, so whoever he can get spars with. And yeah, I know G-Man. I've fought him a few times, and I do know he has very good ground game. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to be looking off to strike for Conor McGregor and take this to the ground. So.
Yeah, well, if you're Oliveira, you want to take it on the ground. If you're McGregor, you want to keep it on the feet and stay composed and calmed. Both of them engage with the lead hook. That was a very quick drop there, and you're barely 20 seconds into the fight. Jesus wept Christ! I'm sorry, Sean. He's going for the quickest title fight in history.
And Sean does not care. A big elbow from Oliveira here. And this is Oliveira-esque, to be honest. But he's got to be careful. He's got a great finisher, and Conor and Sean in front of him. Sean in the blue, the champion. G-Man in the red with Oliveira, the challenger. He gets the uppercut there. Sean's got to be careful. Oliveira does have high recovery in this weight class, a spinning attempt and a heel kick from Conor on the return, Doc, and these guys are at Mach 6 trying to land things.
Well, should we mention Jay Dunn comment last week on Saturday where he said if you rock Oliveira, if you knock him, it's a +10 to all attributes, and I think that's what we're starting to see now, that +10 attributes starting to kick in, really hoping to make McGregor's life difficult. Interesting takedown animation there, does end up in side control, and now we end up in top mount, goes to half guard here. 3 minutes on the clock, that's a long time to work. You also got to remember that McGregor's already knocked the guy down twice.
It was just a stupid fast pace he opened with. Sean's got to be careful stamina-wise. Japanese necktie opens from Oliveira. I do love the attempt. He's not going to lose much position. Just looking to see, okay, what's this guy's sub-pattern? And with 2 minutes left, yep, he's just going to get sprawl. Interesting, Doc. I've never seen that. He actually got off the cage with that. Look at that.
That was a very that's a nice little thing to know. Just, okay, maybe you can work that into your game if you've got something like that. Tony Ferguson, Oliveira picks like that are viable. I think Kamazat has a couple of those, to be fair, as well. Does try for it again, doesn't get it. McGregor used to it. He did also seem to have very good tracking even after just a first attempt, so that's interesting though. Working the body work, but now McGregor ends up here, pulls guard, doesn't get it, and now back on the feet. Oliveira moving out of this guard. This is a completely different start to how it started. As I say that though, oh good lord. Oh, Jesus.
He's gonna look for the finish here. It might be it. Conor looking to finish the fight early. G-Man on his back, trying to, and he gets him down. G-Man right now, I would be very, very hesitant to throw up anything for this Conor. Here's the Kimura attempt. So if he's gotten a choke attempt in, and here's his joint sub. He's going to have to look for submission, I think, Doc, because right now, the on the feet is not working.
Yeah, on the feet, I definitely would agree. It's definitely not working, but here we are in rubber guard. This could do a bit of body damage, doesn't get any chance now, and now we see both of them engaging here. Fantastic job, 5 seconds left in the round, and he's just beaten the poor old head of Oliveira. He's playing Oliveira to a T, to be fair. He's going for sub attempts, he's having some success, and he's also getting punched in the face through and through. McGregor's playing like a complete nutcase, coming at a very fast pace. The only thing now he's missing is to break his leg. Here, heavy.
Indeed, and there we go. He comes out firing like it's the zone. A few combos, and like you said, he definitely needs to shoot it. Connor's had the perfect start. Rocking him early, he's already so dangerous, but twice, and now it's over. And yeah,
man, and G-Man's just getting caught too much here. He's trying to move his head. Sean reads it and just finds a place for a shot. There's another takedown. He will not get that one. And Sean just looks in his element right here. Landing that signature left hook of Conor. There's a left uppercut for good measure. Body rock as well.
Jesus.
This is... These V3 boys have some of the most horrific pressure if you're on the other side. It's so hard to get them off you, and I think G-Man's from that heavy.
Indeed he is, and Sean's combos are insanely good. He's catching him, moving his head, and you know, in his vulnerable spots, like that teeth is so nicely timed, and getting in the clinch now, doing some big damage. G-Man's got to be careful here, though.
Oh, you get that. Lovely job there. Does disengage like so. He's trying his damnedest, but Christ the Lord, he's gassing out. McGregor's just landing every shot. Gets to stun that lead hook straight there. Let's go for an elbow caliber. Sorry to cut you off, but Jesus, what bloody Christ.
and right now, Sean is just, I think he sees a bright red target in front of him. He's trying to land everything. He's going to look to work the body here to open up the finish, perhaps. And G-Man, he's looking for these clinch attempts, the trips, the elbows. He's just behind here, man, and that stamina, the head health, body health, it's not looking good, heavy.
Indeed, he's got to be careful shooting so much, indeed. But he does get this one now. He needs to work and do something significant to try and get this round. But Sean's stamina, and it's just too good for him to do any submissions, really. And here we go with that.
I don't.
He's gonna let go, yeah.
There we go again.
No.
Sean's got to be really careful here on the mat. That 99 sub of Oliveira is no joke. As I say that, he gets the reversal, so he's back to his feet for sure. Unless he's gonna look. I think he gets up right here. He doesn't have background.
I mean, he may do. No, instead though, he goes for the. He's looking for a couple of shots, getting the head health a bit more down in a much cleaner fashion. Decides to disengage after that, knowing that the knee bar is a very possible threat there. Spinning back fist does meet Conor McGregor's chin. McGregor just continue a takedown attempt there. Maybe an uppercut would be Sean Corkery's idea, but he's staying patient. He's just pressuring, and a rear hook should have been a lead. I feel like you probably would have got the KO there, Cal.
Yeah, this is just a capoeira kick for good measure. Sean has this fight won. I hate to say that. I hate leaving a guy out like this, especially with the Oliveira pick. But he's not landing many takedowns. When he does get the takedown, he's not doing much with it. And he needs a miracle here, heavy.
He does. Needs some kinds of crazy submissions. He's going for it, and he's got the heart to try and do it, but he just hasn't got and on Sean at the minute though.
Yeah, Sean Corker is having a very effective time, very chill time in fact. Comes out with a straight there, looks at the pull back there, ducks on the uppercut there. Doesn't get it exactly straight, and now these two guys are going back and forward. Tries to go for a takedown there, doesn't get it again. Uppercut, now a turbo takedown attempt, does get him down. But again, it's just a case that it's just a case that Oliveira can't get anything going. He can get takedowns, but that's really it. And the fact he's made it to the third round, especially after the last 2 rounds, is impressive.
Impressive, but
okay.
Hold on here.
Hold on.
He's got good tracking to start. He's got to hold this, and he's got to watch the Von Flue counter. But this is close. This is not comfortable. He's got to watch his counter. He's got to watch the counter. And if he gets the counter, oh no, this is close.
Oh my god!
No, he might get there.
This could be an Oliveira. Oh my god, he's got it.
It's over.
He's got it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
One of the craziest comebacks.
Wow.
I'm sorry, G-Man. Apologies for counting you out.
Oh
my god, I feel sorry for Jesus.
Wow.
What a
Again, Oliveira ground game.
Okay.
No joke to be played with.
That's no joke. Apparently, Oliveira Mesa, who knew, can beat McGregor, put him out of Gilly. Jesus Christ.
One mistake does it, and Sean's mistake there. He went for the full guard reversal, which was good, but he had a sub attempt that he had to deny and didn't get it. And G-Man, he had the Japanese necktie earlier that he set up with off the sprawl. And with that, we have a new PlayStation champion. G-Man knocks off Sean Corkery off the summits of the mountain.
That was yeah, no, he's 6-0. He's undefeated. What is it with PlayStation champs coming out undefeated? Jesus. That foot, 17 to 54. I'm sorry, but that striking was ridiculous. You see, 3 knockdowns in the third, 2 knockdowns in the second, and he comes out and does that in the third.
And everyone counts them out. Everyone counts them out.
That is an Oliveira fight through and bloody through. Congratulations to J-Man. Condolences to Sean Corkery. You're going to be annoyed, you're going to be pissed, and that's completely understandable. But again, get a couple more wins, come back, and you can face G-Man as the champion. But that's a one hell of a way to end Fight Night 51. So,
I have a feeling those guys will fight in the future, especially.
Oh, they will, and it will be a fantastic fight. It'll be a bad blood thrown through. You know for a fact Sean's going to be annoyed to Kingdom Come and back again. But as you can see by our screen, the man, the myth, the legend in the party, the current Xbox champion, Caliber, will be fighting BFAP Trixie at lightweight tomorrow.
And we will see what Trixie will do on the feet, because we're keeping it there.
Caliber looking to keep it on the feet. You heard it here first. They will be fighting in the main event of Primetime MMA 66 tomorrow, Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, 8:30 BST. The co-main event will be Smudger versus Ned, arguably for the next person in line to take a shot at that fantastic Oliveira pick, with the main card with names such as Jakey, Fadinator, ICB Pug, Chinsworth, Ripe, and with prelims of Big E Shootbox making his debut at the Mighty Lepo, Dino, and off Amazon. So, with all that being said, though, this has been one hell of a card. This has had the main event in which a guy has come out and looked absolutely like he's getting his face battered in and somehow comes back with a guillotine. This, however, is us for the evening. Catch us tomorrow, as I mentioned, on Saturday. Make sure to stick around for the raid at the end. And with all that being said, have a good night. Adios.